Listen up, America. Things are changing in Fallout 76, and I'm talking about perks, and I'm talking about armor, so let's get into it. The things that are changing are perk cards, but some of these perk cards mirror legendary effects on armor, so that is what we're going to be talking about today. So of course the big topic of today is Arms Keeper. This perk currently only works for rifles, however with the change to the PTS, this will be changed to a 2-point perk that will max out at 75% weapon weight reduction for all weapons except for grenades. So why am I mentioning this? Well, the Arms Keeper mod has largely been the best mod in the 3rd star slot for armor because it does allow you to reduce your weapon weight up to 90%. However, if you just use one of these in combination with the buffed perk, you can get the full buff of a whole set by just using one mod, thus freeing your other 4 mod slots. So my armor set, like you can see on screen right here, the coveted Civil Engineer set before it was nerfed of course, it really doesn't need to be like this anymore. I can take off 4 of these mods and put on something else. The question is, what do I put? So going ahead and taking a look at the other 3-star legendary mods for armor, there's only a couple that are actually maybe even contenders, and that would be Belted if you don't want to run Bandolier. Cavaliers is a good option as it will allow you to take reduced damage while sprinting. So things like melee builds can take advantage of this pretty well, while other builds can just take advantage of this, you know, in the in-between moments of gameplay. But it does work. All you have to do is sprint, and I'm talking about full sprint, like you're consuming AP kind of sprinting, not just walking or running around. Secret Agent is another one that some people may be interested in. It reduces the detection chance and you make less noise while sneaking. If you have 30 agility, this isn't really needed, but you could round it off, especially if you're not someone using unyielding armor. Now Sentinels is a little trickier. This is a mod that a lot of people love and they run it, but they don't really know what it does or if it's even working. So what it does is it reduces damage while standing still, and this is a cumulative chance. When you have multiple armor pieces on, it still says that the same amount of damage reduced. So it says it only works when you're standing still, but this also includes when you're crouched. This wasn't always the case, however, as it used to only work if you were standing, you know, perfectly straight and still. However, in a recent update, Bethesda did fix this, but for some reason people seem to think that they didn't fix it when it's crouched, but they did. So I included some testing on screen where you can see that there are some instances here where Sentinels is proccing as I'm only taking 1 damage, and you can see that I am crouched through my Pip-Boy screen. So I'll leave this gameplay in the background. There's some snippets of me standing and crouching. If you want to skip this, feel free to, but it is very important to see that the perk does actually work on armor, but it is a little finicky. So do with the information what you will, but do know that it does actually work, and that the people who are saying it doesn't work when you're crouched, they're just not understanding how it works, or they're just using their old belief from the past when it didn't work, which was true. However, times have changed, things are different, and it does work now when standing or crouched, as long as you're not moving. Moving along to the last mod that I would even consider good for armor in the 3rd star slot would be thru-hikers. This one reduces your food, drink, and chem weight by 20% per mod. So like Arms Keeper, but for consumables essentially. Between the legendary mods, the perk cards, and the backpack mods, it's really just your decision as to what you want to build into. So do you want to use a perk card, do you want to use a legendary mod, or do you want to use a backpack mod to circumnavigate having to use something to make up for that? Myself, as a player, I don't carry around a lot of food items, so I don't need to worry about using thru-hiker. But if I did decide to change that, I could easily just throw on a grocery backpack mod and cover all my bases that way. What I believe the biggest increase to your overall gameplay would be is to either put on cavaliers or sentinels. However, those mods are not exactly the best mods in the game, nor are they extremely reliable. Sentinels, while it does work, is still finicky and does some weird things with your damage resistance values, while cavaliers requires you to be in a full sprint, which means you can't be fighting back. So unfortunately, there's not really much options here that are great. I think if anything, this video just opens up a larger discussion with the community as to why legendary armor mods for regular armor are just so much worse as compared to power armor. This is something I hope gets looked at in the future, but in the meantime, this is what we have to work with, and unfortunately, they're just really not that great of options. With all that said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I have a quick video showcasing a heavy gunner build that's not using power armor. It's a bloodied build, but you could always, of course, modify that to not be a bloodied build by just taking off a couple perk cards here and there. And I'll have some gameplay of that build killing the Ultraside Terror in less than 2 minutes. So if that's something you guys are interested in, be sure to check that out. That should be out tomorrow, if not the next day. Just keep your eyes peeled, turn notifications, like the video, leave a comment. And I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.